Hey guys, what's up? So today I'm going to walk you through creating a browser profile in AdsPower Entity Tag browser. I know creating a browser profile in AdsPower might look complicated at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually pretty straightforward. I have been testing this stuff for a while now, and the main issue I see people having is they rush through the profile setup and wonder why their accounts get flagged. So we are gonna go through each step properly. Quick thing before we start, if you are planning to get AdsPower, I have got a referral link down below. If you use that and then upgrade later, there is a discount code you can use to save some money. If you already have an account, you need to make a new one to use the discount. Up to you if that's worth it. Anyway, let's get into it and I will show you how to set up your browser profile in AdsPower properly. So here we are in the AdsPower dashboard. First thing you wanna do is click on new profile at the top left corner. Now the first thing they ask you for is the name of your profile. This might seem simple, but having a good naming system helps when you are managing multiple accounts. So let's say I'm creating a profile for Instagram marketing. I'm gonna name this Instagram Marketing 01. See what I did there? I made it super clear what this profile is for. And I added a number at the end so I can create more profiles later like Instagram Marketing 02 and so on. You can name it whatever makes sense for your use case, Facebook business, Amazon store, YouTube channel, just keep it organized guys. Next up, we have to pick our browser type. You get two options here. SunBrowser, this is based on Chromium, just like Google Chrome. And then FlowerBrowser, this one's based on Firefox. Now I personally recommend going with SunBrowser because most websites work better with Chrome based browsers. It's just gonna give you fewer issues, so I'm selecting SunBrowser. And then under OS, you will see it automatically select your current operating system. Now here's something super important that most tutorials don't tell you. You can actually select multiple operating systems, but don't do this. I see people selecting Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, iOS all at once, thinking it gives them more options. But this is actually a red flag for websites. It looks suspicious and unnatural. Just stick to one operating system per profile. Since I'm on Windows, I'm keeping it on Windows and I will let it auto select the Windows versions. This keeps everything consistent and natural looking. Now next, for the user agent, just keep everything as default. You don't need to change anything here. Now we get to the group section. This is actually pretty useful because it helps you stay organized. Think of groups like folder on your computer. If I'm creating multiple Instagram profiles, then I can group them all under Instagram marketing. If I'm doing Amazon business, I will create an Amazon business group. For this tutorial, since we are doing Instagram, I'm gonna create a new group called Instagram marketing. And I will add a tag, social media, to make it even easier to find later. This might seem like extra work now, but when you have multiple profiles running, you'll appreciate having them organized. Next is the cookie section. For most of you beginners, you can skip this part. This is more for advanced users who actually want to import existing cookies. So we'll leave this blank. Now if you want to add some remark to your profile, then you can add it here. You can add things like purpose of the profile or account details or any special settings or team instructions that you actually want to add. Now this remark field is completely optional and only visible to you and your team member if you are sharing the profile. It is just for internal organization and record keeping. Many people leave it blank. So here we don't want to add any remark for now. Alright guys, now let's move on to the proxy setup section. This is probably the most important part of the entire setup. If you mess up the proxy configuration, your accounts might get flagged. So under proxy, you will see three options: custom, saved proxies, and proxy provider. We're gonna go with custom because that gives us the most control. Now for proxies, I recommend using Proxy-Seller. I have tested several proxy providers and these guys work well. They have good residential and IPv4 proxies that work fine for social media accounts. I actually have a separate review and tutorial about Proxy-Seller on my channel. You can check that out if you want more details. I have also got a coupon code that gets you 15% off when you purchase through my referral link. I will put both links in the description. Now here, first select your proxy type. For most social media work, go with HTTP. Now second, don't mess with the IP checker settings, leave them as default. Now for the host and port field, this is where you enter your proxy IP address and port number. So here, as we are using Proxy-Seller, we're gonna go over to our Proxy-Seller account dashboard. And here you can see this is the proxy I have recently bought. And this is actually the IP address of the proxy, and I need to copy this IP address and I need to enter this on the host section. And if I select on the question mark icon, I will get all these important proxy details like port number, login, and password. So I have to copy all these details and I need to fill up all this section. Now here's something important I want to show you. You can see in Proxy-Seller, they will give you two type of port. One is HTTP and other one is SOCKS. So as we have selected HTTP as our proxy type, we have to copy the HTTP port. And if you select SOCKS pipe, then you can copy the SOCKS port. So let me quickly fill up all these proxy details in AdsPower. Once you filled everything out, make sure to click check proxy to test if it's working. You should see connection test passed with your new IP address and location showing up. If you want a super detailed proxy setup tutorial for AdsPower, I have got a separate video covering every single detail, links in the description. Now let's move on to the next step, which is platform selection. Under platform, select the website you will be using. Since we are doing Instagram, I will select Instagram from the drop down. If your platform is not listed, just scroll down and select other and then type in your website. As Instagram listed here, I'm gonna select Instagram. Now you can add specific tabs if you want, but I usually just leave it on the main platform URL. Now right below that you will see some fields for username, password, 2FA key, and there's also a check duplicate option. Here's the deal with this section. It's completely optional. What this does is it can automatically log into your account when you open the browser profile. So if you put your Instagram username and password here, AdsPower will automatically sign you in. But honestly, I usually skip this part. I prefer doing that manually for security reasons. And the check duplicate thing just makes you are not accidentally creating the same profile twice, which is kind of useful but not really necessary. Alright, moving on to the next important section, which is fingerprint. Now we get to the really technical stuff. Fingerprint settings actually makes your profile browser unique and undetectable. So at first you will see this WebRTC option. Keep this thing disabled. It can actually leak your real IP address even when using a proxy. So definitely don't want that. Now for time zone, set this to based on IP. This makes sure your time zone matches your proxy location. And for the location, also set it to based on IP for the same reason. Now for language, I recommend based on IP again, but if you need to use English or any other language for your work, you can select custom and choose your preferred language. And then for screen resolution, go with predefined. This actually uses common screen resolutions that actually look natural. And if you want to select a different screen resolution, then you can select on custom and you can enter the screen resolution here. Also under predefined, you can select all the screen resolution. I just keep it selected based on user agent. Now for fonts, keep it on default. And then for hardware noise, you can toggle this on or off. I usually keep it up unless I need extra randomization. Now under WebGL metadata, you can actually change your graphics card vendor. So here we have Google Nvidia. I can change it to Google AMD. You can change it to any vendor you want. Also under it, you can change the renderer. As you can see, now it's set to Vega 8 graphics. Now next for web GPU, just keep it as based on WebGL. And if you expand this section by clicking on showing more, you can actually modify your CPU core, RAM amount. I like to set this to 16 GB for more premium look. Just keep it default. And for MAC address, don't change it unless it is necessary. And for the rest of the options, don't change anything else here unless it is required in your use cases. Now next on our advanced section, you can actually add extensions to make your profiles even more powerful. So here you can select any extensions that you have downloaded and then you can click on new category and just name it, and then here you can select your downloaded extension. As you can see, AdsPower has their own assistant extension that actually can help automate tasks like opening tabs, pasting data, and simulating keyboard inputs. So you can select this extension, but for now we're gonna skip it. It can be useful when we create multiple profiles. And also we can always add extension later after creating our profile. Now we move on to the premium features. So here you will notice the last three options, or data syncs, browser settings, and random fingerprint are locked. To use this feature, you will actually need to upgrade to one of the AdsPower paid plans. And this is where that discount code I mentioned earlier comes in handy. Remember, you can always use it if you signed up through my referral link. So alright, we have set everything up. Everything looks good. Now let's click on OK at the bottom to create our profile. Once your profile is created, you will see it in your dashboard. Before you start it using for important work, let's test it. Click the open button to launch your new profile browser. If this is your first time, AdsPower might need to download and install the SunBrowser. Just follow the prompts and let it install. Once it opens, you will see your new browser with all the fingerprint information on the left side, your exact IP address, location, time zone, everything should match your proxy settings. And just to the right, you can navigate to your chosen platform, Instagram in our case. And you should be good to start creating accounts or managing existing ones. And that's pretty much it. That's how you can create and set up your browser profile in AdsPower Anonymity browser to keep your account safer. If this was helpful, remember you can use my AdsPower referral link in the description to get that discount when you upgrade, but only if you are signing up fresh or making a new account. And for proxies, Proxy-Seller has been working well for me, so check out the link and coupon code too if you need proxies. And if you have any questions about the browser profile setup, then drop them in comment section. I will try to help out. Also hit the like button if this helped you, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.